Good morning. It's Monday, November 22nd, 2021. We want to get you caught up on news making headlines to help you get your day started.
And we begin this morning with our Brooks Baptiste, who's following breaking news from Sunday night when an SUV plowed through a crowd during a holiday parade in Waukesha, Wisconsin. He starts our Monday morning news rewind.
The driver of that SUV might have been fleeing from another crime. Now, this all unfolding in Waukesha, which is about 20 miles west of Milwaukee, and at least 5 people are dead. More than 40 people are injured. Now, take a look at your video. This is the red SUV that drove through a series of barricades and plowed into a high school marching band and crowd participating in that parade that happened Sunday afternoon. As you can see right there, this SUV just speeds through the crowd, and witnesses say, even after hitting marchers and spectators in different locations, that vehicle just wouldn't stop.
It kept going all the way down the block to People's Park, the stoplight, and continued straight through it.
My goodness. Now, police have recovered the SUV and taken it suspected driver into custody. And coming up in the next half hour, you're going to hear from one witness who says she just can't make sense of why something like this would happen. But of course, we'll continue to bring you the latest as soon as it comes into our newsroom. From the Breaking News Desk, I'm Brooks Baptiste.
There are new developments today in the murder of a firefighter and his wife in Cobb County. A shocking turn as their next door neighbor is now charged with killing them. But that's not the only twist. Our Rebecca Schramm is live with the new details that we're learning. This story gets crazier by the minute, Rebecca.
Yeah, it does, Gravir. He was caught, according to police, at a home in Sandy Springs he had apparently broken into. That is why he is currently being held at the Fulton County Jail, although he could be transferred to Cobb County at any moment. Wait till you hear what else we've uncovered in this case. As family and friends of Justin and Amber Hicks plan to lay the couple to rest Tuesday, we're learning more about the man accused of killing them in their Ackworth home. 22-year-old Matthew Lance was the son of their neighbors. Police say he's the same man who, a day after the murders, broke into a home in Sandy Springs and stabbed an officer who responded. We're also learning he's the brother of Austin Lance, who made national headlines a few months ago when he fatally stabbed a police officer near the Pentagon and then killed himself. Friends of the slain Ackworth couple still in shock.
They were truly good people, and the fact that this happened to them is just not right.
Visitation for the couple is this evening at His Hands Church and also tomorrow evening, followed by the funeral itself. Coming up in our next half hour, what we're learning about what happened in that same home where the Hickses lived, a couple being terrorized there. Live in Atlanta, Rebecca Schramm, CBS 46 News.
Yeah, that's where this story takes an even stranger turn. Rebecca, thanks. We'll look forward to that. Today, closing arguments are expected to start in the trial of the 3 men accused of murdering Ahmaud Arbery. On Friday, prosecutors declined a request for a plea deal for one of the defendants, William Bryan. Bryan is the man who recorded the video showing Arbery's final moments. Closing arguments come after 10 days of court proceedings and testimony from more than 20 witnesses and investigators.
Developing this morning, another busy day at Hartsfield-Jackson International as millions travel for the Thanksgiving holiday.
Yeah, the holiday rush comes as authorities search for the man who brought a loaded gun to the airport and sparked chaos. CBS 46's Trayson Bragg.
Yeah, that chaos actually sparking on the first day of the busy travel season here at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. And it all started at the main checkpoint here. And as you said, now police are still searching for the man responsible.
We are actively pursuing this individual.
Atlanta police say the search is still on for this man, 42-year-old Kenny Wells. This after investigators say the convicted felon is responsible for an accidental firearm discharge at the main checkpoint, which caused a large panic Saturday.
We heard gunshots and got down, and then we ran out.
The TSA says around 1:30 that evening, the X-ray machine identified a prohibited item in a carry-on bag. That's when an agent then began a bag search and advised the passenger, APD believes is Wells, not to touch the bag. As the agent opened the bag, officials say Wells lunged into it and grabbed the gun, and it discharged before he ran away.
Accidents happen, I get it, but again, there's plenty of signage that says no guns beyond this point.
Now, investigators say 3 people suffered minor injuries as they fled to safety. One was injured when they fell. The other 2 suffered shortness of breath. But they're all expected to be okay, though, luckily. Coming up in the next half hour, we'll tell you how many guns this year alone TSA has found in carry-on luggage right here at Atlanta's airport. Reporting live at Hartsfield-Jackson, I'm Trayson Bragg, CBS 46 News.
All right, Trayson, we'll look for that. Thanks so much. Today is the deadline for TSA workers to be vaccinated. The agency says most workers are complying. But according to the latest numbers, 40% still haven't gotten a shot.
No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace!
Protesters took to the streets of Kenosha, Wisconsin, days after the acquittal of Kyle Rittenhouse. The uncle of Jacob Blake led the group. They marched on the route Rittenhouse took the night he killed 2 men and injured a third during a protest.
This judge took it upon himself to dismiss one of the most serious charges that Kyle Rittenhouse faced. A minor carrying a weapon, a loaded weapon, unlicensed. He doesn't even have a damn license to drive a car.
The jury of 7 women and 5 men deliberated for 26 hours before finding the 18-year-old not guilty on all 5 counts.
And new this morning, a Texas gun store and shooting range is facing criticism for a text message it sent to its customers announcing a not guilty sale after Kyle Rittenhouse's verdict. So this is the message saying the large sale will last until Thanksgiving. The not guilty sale includes deals on items like firearms, optics, bags, and gun parts.
We celebrated the acquittal from a Second Amendment standpoint and a right to defend yourself point. We did not celebrate, and we do not celebrate, the loss of life.
It cannot be lost that they were protesting the unjust shooting of a young African-American man by the name of Jacob Blake.
Despite some negative feedback, the owner of the gun store says most customers were supportive and positive. He says he stands by his message and had no bad intentions.
It's now 16 minutes after 6 and developing this morning. The Women's Tennis Association is demanding more proof that Chinese tennis player Peng Shuai is safe. Just yesterday, the president of the International Olympic Committee and 2 other IOC officials took part in a video call with Peng. For more than 2 weeks, the former #1 doubles player disappeared from the public eye after accusing a former Communist Party official of sexually assaulting her. And then in an email, she appeared to retract those allegations, and her name suddenly disappeared from Chinese search engines. The IOC says she told officials she is safe and is asking for privacy.
Oh, we got Isaiah Stewart and LeBron. Isaiah wants some of him. Isaiah's not going away.
LeBron James and Isaiah Stewart both ejected after an on-court scuffle in the third quarter of the Lakers-Pistons game last night. It all started during a free throw attempt when James swung his arm back, hitting Stewart as he tried for the rebound. Stewart was bloodied and had to be held back when he tried to confront James. CBS 46 is your vaccine team. With a fast-approaching vaccine deadline for U.S. service members, the Marine Corps is set to become the military's worst for compliance. Up to 10,000 active-duty Marines will not be fully vaccinated before the November 28th deadline. In the Air Force, some 9,600 have either refused to get vaccinated, sought an exemption, or did not report their status. The Army's deadline is December 15th, and so far, 95% of soldiers have received at least 1 shot. Meanwhile, the Navy has a 99.7% vaccination rate.
Disney World has suspended its COVID-19 vaccination requirement for employees. That decision came after a new law took effect in Florida. It prohibits workplace vaccine mandates. Disney had previously announced more than 90% of its Florida-based staff members were vaccinated. Black Friday is going to be really different this year. The supply shortage has one thing to do with it.
Better Call Harry talked with the Better Business Bureau about what you need to know if you plan on shopping in person.
Last year on Black Friday, I tried doing curbside pickup and it was insane. The employees were overwhelmed, people were waiting, and I ended up having to come back the next day. This year, the strategy is don't hold back. Black Friday for many stores started last Friday. Walk into a Best Buy and look at this. Boxes and boxes of flat screen TVs everywhere. It goes on and on. The good news, according to the White House, Ports have reduced the number of containers sitting on the docks for more than 9 days by 32% in November, but lots of things are still on hold. That means if you're going to stores in person, it's going to be hit or miss.
You want to make sure you research before you go out to that store.
The BBB's Simone Williams says this year, change your strategy, especially if you find yourself waiting in line.
And just map out where you want to be and where is that item. Because like I said, due to the supply chain, there might be a shortage of certain items. So you want to make sure that before you stay online for hours, you want to make sure that that item is actually there.
So is it better to buy in person or online? BlackFriday.com says the 2 days are melting together. Think of it as Black Cyber Week. You want those Bose earbuds? Check online, starting with the manufacturer's website, or use sites like RetailMeNot and JoinHoney.com. So let's say that you do find something, it's in stock, it's in store, but it's not at the price that you want. We still say buy it now because at least you have it. And if the price goes down, you can always go back to the retailer and ask them to match the price. I'm Better Call Harry, CBS 46 News.
Thanks for watching CBS 46 News. Watch us live wherever you are on our mobile, on our streaming news app. And you can also watch us on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV.